Matthew Douglas. Oh! Love that he uninstalled it, and he hates that he bought it. He's got 13 like reactions to that one. How's it going, guys? My name is SQUiD. Welcome to the video. Firstly, I must say I apologise for the lack of content on my behalf and on Dice's behalf. If Dice don't put out the content, then content creators, what the hell have we got to talk about? It really does become difficult. But I've noticed a trend and another explanation for basically lack of content from me, and I'm going to talk a little bit about what I've noticed now. Then later on in the video, I asked you guys a question on social media. Just name me one thing you love about the game and one thing you hate about the game, and I'm going to read those out. But first, let's get to my findings. What is actually in Dr. Pepper? Has anybody ever thought, what flavour is Dr. Pepper? Because I've thought it many times but never looked. Fruit flavour! Right, without looking at the ingredients. Fruit? Okay, here we go. I'm a chef, by the way, for those of you who do not know. Fruit. I do not see no fruit on the back in the ingredients. Huh. So those of you who watch me live stream know that I talk extensively about the lack of content on Battlefield 5 and what the hell am I supposed to make videos on. So then I started to look at other Battlefield YouTubers and what are they doing? Now you get your news channels and you get your top play channels, and I've noticed that many of them, for the size of their channels, their views are down. That could be a lot to do with YouTube's stupid algorithm that nobody will ever figure out. But what I did notice, and it was the same for my channel, when I upload a positive video on Battlefield 5, like a kill streak montage or something just good that's showing none of the problems, the views just not there. People are like, what, this guy's talking positive about Battlefield 5, or he's playing this game and not moaning? I am watching that shit. And then when you upload one on a cheater or a hacker or what's wrong, and then boom, there's your views. And I checked other channels and this rings true to them too. As soon as the title is a little bit negative, you're gonna get the views. People want to hate on this. The bigger percentage of people want to hate on this game and are doing so, which is fine. They've all got their own minds and that's their decision. That is absolutely fine. I am not arguing that case. But for content creators, what are we supposed to do for the next year and a half until we get a new Battlefield? Alright, we're getting a new map, Marita, this week, and we've got the Pacific coming, and that might bring a little bit of a resurgence to the franchise, but I highly doubt it. I'm hoping so, don't get me wrong, but I think what's done is done and it's gone too far, and many players feel like they've been bent over and their hard-earned cash has just been shoved straight up. So I asked you guys, name one thing you love and one thing you hate about Battlefield 5. I'm just going to read a few of your answers out. These are taken from my Discord channel, link below, and my Facebook, where we've had hundreds of comments within the first 20 minutes. I've not looked at these yet, but I am going to read the ones that catch my eye, and let's just see what you guys love and hate about BF5. My man Strict to the 9, Russ, he loves the gunplay again. He hates the lack of maps. So gunplay, what we're finding out, Dice, you did something good. You just fucked the rest. Chris loves the finger banging Easter egg and he's hating on here as well. Like, for me, the finger gun Easter egg is the most fun thing they've put in BF5. Too little, too late. It should have been more like that. In BF4, we had so many hunts for different Easter eggs. But right now, I don't really think anybody's giving a toss about any Easter eggs or finding them out. My man Tamar loves the gunplay and the graphics quality. That's two things, but I'll let you go. The gun game graphics play stuff, agree. He hates the fun factor has been sucked out of it. Hey, Steve loves the music and he hates the prone campers with their machine guns. Personally, the prone campers with machine guns, yeah, if I don't see them, I know it sounds stupid, if I don't see them, yeah, I fucking hate them. But when I do see them, I love them because I'm going to shoot them in their heads. and it's easy frags. James, with a different twist on it, nothing to do with the multiplayer. He hates how short the campaign was, but he loves the different stories they did within that. The untold stories. He actually loves the single player. And a lot of games get this wrong. Games used to always be sold on single player. And the older generation gamers like myself, oh, we love ourselves a good single player game. Multiplayer is quite relatively new in terms of gaming if you think about it. So should developers be abandoning the quality of single player for multiplayer? Or should they bring out 2 games within the year? One focused just multiplayer only and one for the older gamers, the single player. So you'd buy a BF5 single player game, or you'd buy just a multiplayer, maybe at a discounted price. Maybe not everybody plays multiplayer. I myself have played some of the single player, but not as much as a multi. I lean towards a multiplayer, although I do appreciate, and if they put the effort into a great single player campaign, and that was maybe a separate purchase, you know, maybe £20 each, then I would probably buy it. If it was a good experience like back in the day when games were sold on single player only. Gary loves the sound of the headshots from across the map. The sound of the headshot, I cannot really decide whether I like the BF1 or the BF5 better. I'm not quite sure. Both so satisfying. When I go back to like BF3, 4 and there's no headshot sound, I'm like, did I kill the guy? The headshot sound is needed. Absolutely, 100% agree that the headshot sound is fantastic addition to BF1, BF5. Will Kennedy loves the fact he stopped playing at BF1 and he hates that DICE drove a fantastic series into the ground. Basically what I think Will is saying, when Battlefield started going more serious and it was less land, air, sea battles like BF4, even BF Hardline wasn't really a Battlefield title, although there was a lot of slapstick comedy elements in the game which I really enjoyed. I still pinpoint it, and I've said it from day one, when DICE got the Battlefront gig, this is when less time, it feels, has been spent on the Battlefield franchise, what made DICE really sad. I'd like to see them just kick the whole Star Wars thing into touch and pass that to a different developer and definitely bring Battlefield back to the top, the pinnacle of FPS shooters. Ross loves gunplay. I mean, if I stop saying basically what people love now, it's because it's goddamn gunplay. He hates the game has been out for almost 1 year and is still in what he would consider to be a pre-launch state. Many people would agree with that, and that's an absolutely valid point. Jean-Christopher hates the map design. He says it sucks. I find myself playing Rotterdam, then if it's on Grand Ops it goes into Devastation on day 3 and Aerodrome, basically because to me nobody wants to die, and if they've not got a squad to spawn on or a beacon down, and then just run for the next 40-50 seconds to try and get into the fight and then you get sniped or tanked. Nobody wants to do that. It's just not right. You need to be spawning, and within 10-15 seconds you need to be straight back into the action. Hamada, too big. Panzerstorm, too big. The list goes on of the maps that are too big, and even if you have a big map, it's too open. There is so many open spaces that you just cannot find yourself cover. And Al Sudan, which we haven't seen really yet, let's face it, oh god, on Conquest it is far too big. There is this big vast open space and it's just like, it's really sad. It's just, what happened to the map design? I just don't know. I would prefer a reimagined map. Let's try not be historically correct and accurate and replicate just how it was, because maybe it wasn't perfect back then. It was an actual battle that took place and you've recreated it to the best of your ability. Just make it up. If it's Al Sudan, then just make up whatever you want and just call it Al Sudan. I don't care. Forget about the tryhards who are going to come after your ass and be like, well, this isn't historically correct. Fuck off, because games are made for fun. I've said it so many times. I want the prosthetic arms. I want the imagined maps. The human brain is a fantastic thing. If you've got a history book and you've opened it up and it's like, recreate this map, and that guy's gone, well, this might not make a good multiplayer map. Yeah, but you've got to do it just like this, because if you don't do it just like this, they're going to come after our asses. Fuck them off. Fuck them. Because I can guarantee, if you imagine something and you put it into a map, I can guarantee those players will come back and play it. But if you make a map which is historically correct and it just doesn't play well, well then you just fucked off pretty much the biggest percentage of your player base. So you should have, from day one, DICE, gone with your original trailer. Whatever original idea you did have, if it was different, I don't know if it was different to what you've done, should have just gone with it. Tim Simpson says he hates that all classes are just too similar. The sights, everything, there's not enough customization. Yeah, a lot of people have moaned about go back to BF4's level of customization. Even in like Firestorm, we want to find the sights. We want a sight on the Lee Enfield. We want to be able to pick up sights and mags, extended mags, things like that. Joe loves the maps. He hates the hackers and invisible soldiers. So invisible soldiers have almost been fixed. I've encountered 2 since the 4.2 patch. Only 2. Adam loves that he's no longer playing Battlefield 5. He hates the series. Has went far downhill since 1942. Wow, that's a long way back. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't quite agree with that. For me, it was BF4. It went down the hill towards Hardline, and then after Hardline, it got the hype of BF1 like a World War I game. Whoa, the hype was real. And yeah, it was good. It was good to me. I'm not gonna lie, BF1 was good to me, although I didn't like it as much as BF4. Maruga loves the World War II setting, and he hates DICE not letting us play World War II, so he's not liking the untold stories or the maps. Oh, Scott says he loves when I play, and he hates it when I'm not there to play. Make me blush. Before I end, a big shout out to my Patreons who support me and these videos, because as you know, they don't hit enough views to make money. This is just me chilling and chatting with you in my own time. Links down below if you want to go support the channel. Thank you very much, team. Thank you for watching, guys. I appreciate the support. I will see you in the next one. Who knows, it might be even penis jousting. Take care, goodbye.